Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/slash entitled people. In today's episode, you pay the rent, the lease is in your name, but your flat is mine. Child at crosswalk. Does do not enter mean nothing to people? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. You pay the rent, the lease is in your name, but your flat is mine. So this happened about 8.5 years ago, and I get reminded of it from time to time. I was on the government waiting list for a house/flat for over 8 years when I got a call asking me to go to a viewing. I went to see the flat. It had a small bedroom, a tiny bathroom and sitting room, and a kitchen. It wasn't much, but it had central heating. My old place was one room with high ceilings and no heating. I took 2 seconds to think about it and signed the lease. A week later, I got my keys and started moving a few things in. My friend, EntitledPeople EB for short, who I'd stay with sometimes on the weekend, wanted to come by to see the place before I moved everything in. She lived up the street from me now, so I told her to come and take a look. She walked in and started telling me how I was going to repaint and decorate. WTF? And it continued on like this. EB, so the bedroom is going to be completely Hello Kitty themed. Me, no, I like the color it is. EB, and we'll have Victorian porn wallpaper in the bathroom. Me, no way is that happening. What kind of loony puts wallpaper in a room that's going to be filled with steam daily? EB, you'll also need to change your bed covers every Friday by 5 p.m., and you can't use your bed until Sunday night/Monday morning, depending on when we leave. Me, WTF look on my face, huh? We? What? Did I miss something? EB, well, you know how much I hate my housemate. He's a good friend of mine. Well, my boyfriend, and I hate seeing him, so we're going to take your place from Friday until Sunday, and you can sleep at my place on the sofa. We need somewhere nice and private to have sex and without my asshole housemate. You slept on my sofa before, it'll be fine. She gave me a huge grin and followed it with, or we could move in here and pay your rent, and you can sleep on my sofa and pay my rent. Hers was not a government flat, and she paid at least 10x more rent for her place. I put up with her ranting about how she was going to properly decorate for a couple of minutes, and she was sure to tell me not to move anything else in until she could inspect it and see if it was on her approval list before it came into the flat. Needless to say, I kicked her out and blocked her number, social media, etc. She spent a while bad-mouthing me, but thankfully enough people knew how crazy she was and probably still is. Edit. Wow, I went to bed and things blew up. Thanks for the love, upvotes, awards, and support. I'm completely blown away. I never expected this on my second ever post. I just wanted to add, when I stayed here on weekends it was because we were partying. I had my own place across the city. I wasn't homeless. She was an entitled Karen who felt entitled to my life, her housemates' lives, and everything we own. We don't know how she got this way, but we noticed it got worse after her breakup 10 years ago. Her current boyfriend seems to have pushed her over the edge and into lake entitlement. Good for you on getting her out. Such entitlement. Enjoy furnishing and decorating how you want to do it. I've spent most of this year doing my place up. It's slowly getting there, and I'm loving doing it up how hubby and I want it. She should have gotten a hotel room if she and her BF wanted to bone without the roommate around. The nerve of her trying to make that your problem, LOL. She got a couple of people to complain to me on her behalf. They're out of my life too. I'm in agreement with you. What kind of loony puts wallpaper in a bathroom? That's just asking for serious trouble. When we were living with friends and trying to quickly find a place to live, we found a trailer home that was within our budget and the bathroom had wallpaper, but you know what was even worse? Someone apparently had painted over the wallpaper. Granted, the trailer was shitty before we moved in, but it was only place we could afford at the time. Also, before we moved in, I realized someone put a wall over the bathroom window, and it's not sealed in either. So, she wanted to have frisky sex in your bed, but demanded you to sleep on her couch and not bed, despite her not being home? LOL. I can't read things like that. They make my blood pressure rise out of anger. Some self-entitled people deserve just the worst in their lives. Child at crosswalk. I got one. In my state, if someone is waiting at a crosswalk, you stop for them. I stopped because I saw a child no older than 8. This is a residential area, waiting to cross at the crosswalk. Everyone else was speeding. There was one car behind me, but not right on my tail. They were pretty far back. I stopped for the child so he could safely cross. The little, crappy car almost hit me because I was stopped as he crossed. Karen then honked at me. I gave her the finger. She gave me double fingers and was freaking out, screaming in her car, and when the child was safely on the other side, she began tailgating me. So then I drove 5 miles under the speed limit until my turn, because it was too exhausting having undergone so much stress. She was still upset as I turned off. And this wasn't rush hour and schools are closed here this week, so it's not like she was late picking up her children, if she had them, from school. Karen, we need to stop for people, especially children, in crosswalks. Yes, it can be annoying if we're running late. Grow up, Karen. If Karen's late, it's because she didn't leave on time. One should give no quarter to those who cannot manage their time effectively. I drive slowly, speed limit actually, but everyone drives 10 to 20 over that. Because I'm taking driving lessons right now. People go insane when I literally do the thing I'm supposed to do, like wait for pedestrians to cross. People need to chill. My revenge on obnoxious drivers who tailgate is to slowly start to slow down. I don't touch the brakes, just let up on the gas gradually. It makes them insane. I enjoy watching them melt down in my rearview mirror. It's amazing to me how long they will stay behind me before finally going around. Driving in Los Angeles is fun. It's fun to hit the windshield washers and let the spray blow back all over their windshield. Thank you for stopping. We also have crosswalk laws and no one obeys them. There are many families with children in our neighborhood, but heaven forbid they stop for a minute to let someone cross. There's a high school near me in an area where tons of kids walk to and from school, so there's a crosswalk, not at a road intersection, but just straight across the street. There are signs that it's coming up. It's widely marked on the street, and there are flashing lights overhead when someone is waiting to cross or crossing. A couple of days ago, 2 cars in front of me both went straight on through the red flashing lights while a teenager was just starting to cross. It's absolutely impossible not to see it. They just did not care. It's ridiculous. Does do not enter mean nothing to people? So I work at a resort and employees share the same parking spaces as guests and visitors. Like with any place, finding a convenient parking spot that is close to where you're going can either be super easy or super annoying. Sometimes, you're just going to have to park a 10-minute walk away because the main lot is full. Sometimes you get lucky. The main lot is empty, and you can choose wherever you want to park. That's just life. However, some people end up finding a third option, which is parking in a place they're not supposed to be in, which is our resort's dirt lot. In our town, cars are forbidden from parking on unpaved areas unless the property is given permission and received a fine for disobeying. This included the dirt lot, which gets its name from the fact that it's made of dirt. But fines haven't stopped people from parking there, so our security department put up an iron barricade and a do not enter sign to keep people from entering. And even still, people park there. People will literally take the time to move the barricades so they can park there. Last summer, one of my coworkers got into serious trouble because he damaged the barricade by throwing it to the side. They figured out it was him because of his license plate and a sticker with his name was on the back of the car. Not only was this kid, who was 19, facing a fine for parking illegally, but also got a visit by the head of security himself who threatened him with paying for damages to company property if he did that again. It was a sight to behold. I decided to share this story now because one of the major managers of the resort sent an entire email out about employees moving the barricade so they could park on the dirt lot. Seriously, why take the time to do that? Is a 10-minute walk really worth the threat of a fine and possible write-ups from your workplace? Edit. I thought I mentioned this, and I might have deleted it by accident, but the reason parking on dirt is illegal is due to a city ordinance. The ordinance basically prohibits cars from parking anywhere that isn't properly paved to the city's standards. There's a few exceptions though, which is how we're sometimes able to park there. Increase the fines to the point they hurt, and start towing. Those dirt lot parking infractions will trickle to a halt, I bet. Punishment has to hurt. Yeah, just tow. Give warning, then tow, and people will stop because their car isn't there anymore. I would guess there are insurance reasons why guests aren't allowed to park on the dirt. I can very easily imagine an idiot parking there, twisting their ankle, and trying to sue the hotel for unsafe conditions. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.